Hi everybody, my name is Janelle and I'm from Group 5. This week my group is presenting a journal article by Frank Kirby and Frank Shields called Modification of Arithmetic Rate and Attending Behavior in a 7th Grade Student. This article was published in the Journal of Applied Behavior Analysis in 1972. What I'll be doing is giving a brief overview and summary of the article, and then my group members will be going on to give more detail on each part of the study. This study examines the role of an adjusting fixed rate schedule of immediate praise and immediate correctness feedback on arithmetic achievement and attending behaviors of a 13-year-old boy enrolled in the 7th grade. Several studies have been done in the past that have proven that by using operant conditioning techniques such as positive reinforcement, classroom behaviors such as attending and study behavior will increase. Past studies have shown that attending and study behaviors increase but have not shown changes in response rate or accuracy. Kirby and Shields wanted to increase not only study behavior but overall academic performance, or in this case response rate and correct answers. Therefore, they took a direct approach to increasing academic performance by using praise and correct answer feedback to reinforce both response rate and accuracy. The subject was presented with an arithmetic worksheet during the study. The number of correct problems solved per minute and the percentage of total time spent in attending were measured using direct measurement and time sampling observation. In each treatment phase, the subject had his questions marked and was given praise on correct answers on a fixed ratio schedule, which gradually increased throughout the treatment phases. Both the rate of correct answers in a minute and the time spent in attending increased throughout the treatment phases. During the reversal phase, both behaviors decreased. The results show that when using a direct approach and applying positive reinforcement, in this case praise and correct answer feedback, to response rate and accuracy, not only will the rate of correct problem solving increase, but non-attending behaviors will decrease. This means that teachers and instructors can work on response rate, which requires little effort from them and can be done with a great workload compared to focusing on attending skills which require great effort and time.
Were praise and the frequency of which it was delivered. So this also included feedback on how well Tom was completing his worksheets, so whether he was on the right track and doing things correctly, or whether he was doing them wrong. So in treatment 1, he was given praise every 2 questions, and then 2 days later, he was given praise every 4 questions. 2 days after that, given praise every 8 questions, and then 2 days after that to 16 questions. During the reversal, there was no praise given at all and no feedback until the next day, so he didn't receive anything for all 20 questions. And then in treatment 2, he was given praise every 5 questions, 2 days later every 10 questions, 2 days later every 15 questions, and 2 days later every 20 questions. So the dependent variables, what was measured, was his attending behavior, which included looking at or writing on the assigned page, looking at the teacher or the experimenter when appropriate, talking to the teacher or experimenter when appropriate, and walking from his desk while handing in his paper, and then walking back with his new assignment when he was completed. They also measured arithmetic achievement, so the number of correct responses on his worksheet. Baseline of percentage of on-task behavior. So there was one observer in the classroom, and for a 20-minute interval, there was a momentary time sample every 10 seconds, so that means on the 10-second mark, the observer would record whether Tom was on task or not. Baseline, they also collected the number of correct responses on worksheets, and the worksheets had 20 questions. So then in the experiment, they created worksheets ranging in complexity using random selection. So they had a box with the numbers 1, 2, 3 in it, and a second box with the numbers 1, 2, 3 in it. So they would choose a number from that first box, choose a number from that second box, and use that to create their equation. So if they chose, for example, a 1 and a 2, they would do a question with 1 number times a number with 2 numbers. So you would have 2 times 12. If it was 3, then it would be 127 times whatever they chose in that second box. And they would create their questions with this. The correct number of responses was recorded. IOA was checked 10 times throughout the experiment, so 3 times before and 7 times during. There was a second observer that was in the classroom during these times. They had a mean IOA of 98%, and it was quite high, ranging from 95 being the lowest and 100 being the highest.
Hi, my name is Ranita De Silva. I will be talking to you about the participants and the principles of behavior and tactics that were used in this study. The participant in this study is a 13-year-old boy in the 7th grade. He is described as having average intelligence based on a score that he received on the Wilshire Intelligence Scale for Children. He is said to exhibit non-attending behaviors in that he is easily distracted and seldom remains on task unless reminded to do so by his teacher. This has led to incomplete assignments, and he also tends to make several mistakes on his work, especially with regards to arithmetic problems. The principles of behavior used in this study is positive reinforcement. That is the addition of a preferred item that will increase the likelihood of the target behavior occurring again in the future. For this study, positive reinforcement was in the form of social praise. For example, good work or excellent job was used as social praise. In addition, the participant's work was marked immediately. This errorless approach gives the participant the correct answers to the problem he did not complete correctly right after he has handed in his work. More importantly, the reinforcement is delivered immediately, which strengthens the target behavior. Another tactic used in this study is reinforcement latency. Reinforcement is delivered on a fixed ratio interval, beginning with the completion of 2 problems and then increasing the number of problems completed to 4 before reinforcement is delivered, and so on until all 20 problems are completed.
Baseline data for correct answers showed that the student was producing correct answers at a mean rate of 0.47 per minute. Treatment data demonstrated an upward trend to a mean rate of 1.36 per minute in treatment phase 1 and 1.44 per minute in treatment phase 2. The reversal phase showed students' rate of correct answers decreased slightly to a mean of 0.98 per minute. Thus, a functional relationship appears to exist. Baseline data for the attending behavior showed that the student was attending at an average of 51% of the time. An increase to a mean of 97% in both treatment phase 1 and 2 were observed. A slight decrease to a mean of 82% was observed during the reversal phase. It appears that a slight functional relationship exists. The study appears to be socially valid. There were significant increases to the student's success in attending and correctness within mathematics observed within the study. The student will continue to contact reinforcement within the natural environment for attending and correctness behaviors. The study could be generalized to other subjects, teachers, environments, or classrooms. The intervention did not require significant time or resources to implement. In the article, authors noted that modifications can be made so that the teacher, a teacher's aide, or a peer could be providing the correctness feedback and the reinforcement. It could also be used at home by parents or tutors with homework. It could also be modified to be used with younger children, such as preschool children. When modifying to use with younger children, it's suggested that tangible reinforcers are paired with the social praise. And that the tasks used are different. They're more age appropriate, so things such as crafts, tracing, puzzles, coloring instead. And these tasks should be shorter in duration as well.